Hey Flosstube, I am Danielle and this is my channel Love and Stitchin', a channel all about cross stitch. Today is Thursday, June 30th, 2022, and this is Flosstube number 27. Thank you so much for being with me today. If you're new, welcome. I hope that you see something that you like and stick around. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and for your continued support. I really do enjoy reading all of the comments and having each one of you here. And I feel like it's just us hanging out, sharing some stitching together. So I really do appreciate your support. It's been a few weeks since my last video, so I did also want to say thank you for the comments on my last two videos with my husband joining me. We had some fun and he is definitely a hoot and gives some good laughs, so I hope you guys enjoyed that and I appreciate the comments on him joining me. But today you just got me. He is working and it is during the day when the kids are at school, so kind of back to a normal routine for us, which is not a bad thing. It's good for me to be in routine. So let's see, over the past few weeks, we had Father's Day, and so that was a good day. And don't you worry, my husband did get some tools. We took him to Lowe's and he was able to pick up some things that he wanted, and we have been spending lots of time at Lowe's with this deck trying to get it finished, and it's almost done. And so we are looking forward to a weekend of having family over to celebrate the 4th of July here, and then we will be doing fireworks. So we did those last year for the first time and the kids had a great time, and my husband feels like he kind of knows what he's doing now, so he is got a little bit more this year, and we're looking forward to having family over to join us. And we've got the deck that we can enjoy, so that'll be really nice. We're just kind of putting the finishing touches on it. Once it's fully done, I will definitely share a picture because I feel like that's a journey that I've taken you guys on for the last couple months. So we just have a few things that we've got to finish up on it, and then the fence will be the next big project. We've got all the parts that we need for it. He's already dug some holes and put some posts in, but it's just a matter of doing the rest of it and putting it all together. So that's the next big thing on the list to get done. That weekend, Father's Day weekend, we also celebrated my brother-in-law's 40th birthday. So we appreciate him reaching that milestone out of all of us first. My husband will be next, and so I've got to figure out kind of what the plan is for his birthday. But my sister did a fantastic job celebrating and had a big outdoor soiree. She had an axe throwing company come, so it's a mobile axe company. So they bring the trailer with everything to your location and you get to do axe throwing. And I know my husband had fun, my son had fun watching. And then she had cornhole, and they have an outdoor pool and just lots of fun, good food and good fellowship. So it was a great party, and I know that he enjoyed having everyone over there. So like I said, my husband will be next. Got to figure out what to do. I don't think I will ever be able to top his 30th birthday. So for that, this is before he had kids, I surprised him. He thought we were just going down to Georgia to see his sister, and they were going to be participating in his birthday activities. So we spent the night the next morning. I gave him a box, and it had a Miami Dolphins t-shirt, which is his team. And this is in December because his birthday's in December. And he opened the shirt, he thought he was just getting a t-shirt. He was like, oh, this is cool. And then there were 2 tickets to a game. So he looks at me, he's like, okay, when are we leaving? And I was like, oh, an hour and a half. So we got on a plane and flew down to Miami and had a weekend there where he got to go see the Miami Dolphins play the New England Patriots is who they played. And we were going from Tennessee, cold in December, to Miami where it was like 80 degrees. It was fantastic. So we had a great weekend. He was completely surprised, had no idea. I think I probably had my mom and my sister-in-law pay for things, and then I reimbursed them. That way he didn't see any big charges for anything. So I don't think I'm ever going to be able to top that surprise. It's the one time I think I've ever been able to surprise him. Normally it's very difficult. So that's the one that I pulled off. So we'll see in the next, I think I've got a year and a half to figure out what to do. And then my sister will follow suit, and I am the baby. So I still have like 8 years, I think, until then. So they've got lots of time to figure out what to do for me. So anyways, those are really the big things that happened over the last few weeks. The kids are back into their summer activities now, so swim and gymnastics, and my son is doing like a soccer clinic 1 night a week to get up practicing and ready for the fall season. So he's really loving soccer, and we gave him the option of you could continue doing your training or your gymnastics training classes, which he was doing like a boys fitness class with gymnastics at my daughter's gymnastics center, and he had fun with that. But he then decided he wanted to do soccer instead, so we decided to go that route with him, and he's really enjoying it. It's been really hot, but they've been great about, you know, spraying the kids down with water, and we brought our own water spray to keep him cool, and lots of water breaks and popsicles at the end. So that's been really great. And his is at like 6 o'clock in the evening, so that helps, I think, too. And they do continue on through preschool or their little program that they have through the summer, which is really helpful for me because it gives me some time to work and just have some downtime, not really, work and clean and take care of the house and things like that. So it just gives me some time at home to take care of things, which is really helpful. I think that's about it. So that's really all that's going on. So let's jump into the stitching. Over the last few weeks, I think maybe I just got burnt out with mania. I don't know. I haven't done a ton of stitching. I think I've just been busy with work and I've been tired. So I've been going to bed earlier, not stitching as much, but I've still been trying to do some, and I've just not been super motivated, I guess. And so that's maybe why this video has been 3 weeks since I had filmed the last one. It's just I want to have things to share with you guys, and so I needed to kind of get some stitching done in order to do that. And as you'll see, I was largely a monogamous stitcher over the last few weeks. I had some projects that were pretty close to being finished, and so I just really wanted to get those finished. And so I kind of just spent a couple days working on one, getting it finished, moving on to the next one. And then I do have a couple whips, but 2 of them should be finished tonight. They should have been finished last night, but we ended up having a late night, getting some things done with the deck, and then I had to get some work done. So there was no stitching yesterday. So I'm hoping tonight I can carve out some time and just get these 2 finished, and they will be the conclusion of my Star Spangled stitching. So the last of my 4th of July patriotic stitching before we get into Jolly July. So what I'm going to share with you today is I've got 3 fully finished. I've got a couple other finishes, 3 whips. Like I said, 2 of them will be done hopefully tonight. And then I thought I'd go over some Jolly July plans since that starts tomorrow, and I am excited. A little bit of haul, not much. The deck has been taking up everything, so I've kind of put a halt on some of the haul a little bit. And then the giveaway from last time, and I've got some giveaways for this time, so stay tuned. All right, so let's, oh, one thing I did want to do. So we are now at the end of the 2nd quarter of the year, if you can believe that. So I did this at the end of the 1st quarter, so I wanted to now recap where I'm at for my whips that I started at the beginning of the year, for my finishes for the year, that kind of thing. So I took some notes. So I'm gonna look at that here so I can share it with you. So total finishes for the year, I'm at 55 finishes, and just keep in mind, there are a lot of smalls in there as well. So it's not like 55 big projects, but 55 total. And of those, 13 were whips from 2021 that I brought over. But then 42 of those were new starts. I'm not entirely sure what that says about me, but I'm happy with 13 finishes. And then, so currently I have 42 whips. So I started the year at 50 whips. I'm at least down to 42 whips, which is actually, I think, what I was at the end of the 1st quarter as well. So I added to it and finished some, but then I stayed at the number 42. So hopefully by the end of the year, I can get it down under 40. I think it'd be nice to get it to like 30 going into the next year. That would make me feel good. We'll see. I'm just really trying to get some of these whips cleared out. I've got some tea and everything, which is delicious, and I'm feeling the mama bear. This is my mama bear, and I've got a mama bear shirt on too. Feeling the mama bear today. All right, so those are my wrap up for the 2nd quarter. We'll see what the next quarter brings and how many I can get done. I think I had 30 something finishes for the 1st quarter, so then I'm into like 20 the 2nd quarter that I finished up. So there you go. Those are the numbers. All right, so let's get into some finishes. So let's see, the first one, I'll start with this one. This is my Manny D. Donna Seasonal Harvest Pillows. And so I have done the spring one, and now I've just finished summer. And it's a quick stitch minus the 1/1 stitching for me, because that is where I struggle. So this is the finish. So I just put it on the exact same finishing piece from when I did the spring. And this is something that I found at an antique store when we were camping 2 years ago in Branson, Missouri. And I fell in love with it. I knew that I wanted to stitch something on it to put on here. And I ended up coming up with this pattern. I went searching specifically for something that I thought would look good and would fit. And so this is the pattern that I came up with. So there is the finish. And so all of these guys and up here are all stitched over one. So that's the part that really takes me the longest. I can stitch this part in a day or two, but then it takes me a good several days and nights of stitching to do the over one stitching. It's stitched on 25 count oatmeal Lugana. And I don't think I used all the called for colors. So the red in here, I did actually use the same color, which I kind of wish that I had done 2 different colors, which is what it's called for. But I used Barn Door by Classic Colorworks for both of them. And because it's got pretty good variegation, I thought that I would just stick with the red for the barn and for the cherries. But I kind of wish I would have made the cherries maybe a little bit darker. That's the only thing that I wish I would have done differently. Other than that, I love it, and I will hopefully get the fall one done when I start my fall stitching after Jolly July. But it's just, I put some red, which doesn't show super well because it's against red, but almost like a barnwood red fabric behind it that I got from Etsy at some point. I can't remember the shop. And then some white rickrack, and then that's how I finished it. So I'm glad to have that one done now because I needed to get it done. All right, sorry about that. The FedEx truck was going by and Sammy would not stop barking. All right, so this is Home Sweet Home by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And it was a free pattern in their newsletter, I believe, at one point. And then now it is on their Etsy shop that you can buy it from. So I had gotten the pattern from their newsletter, and then shortly thereafter, I was at Dollar Tree and I found this finishing piece, and that's what motivated me to go ahead and start this one, because I found the finishing piece and I was like, this is perfect for it. And so I started working on it, and I did make a couple changes, so I'll share those with you. So here's the finish. So like I said, this is from, not Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and it was actually $4, but then when they rang it up, it was on clearance for like $1.50, which was fantastic. And so the house is white, and we know how much I love stitching white. And so I decided to do my house blue, which I don't have the color that I used. I want to say it's 930 or 932 in DMC. And then I did for the light green, I used, it's a Classic Colorworks. I think I used Little Sprout for it because I did want the grass to have variegation as well. And so those were the 2 changes. Everything else I did called for. And it's on 25 count oatmeal Lugana as well, which is my favorite to use for Primrose Cottage pieces, and Manny D. Donna and Pinker and Punkin. You'll see some of those here in just a minute as well. So it's just finished with a piece of fabric that matches the house, and then just clipped on with these clipboards that came with the piece. So I love it. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. I don't really have any areas that are just like non-seasonal. Everything I have for the most part is seasonal. So I got to figure out where I'm going to put this one. But that is finish number 2. And then finish number 3 is, let's see, here it is. My cross stitch camp piece 2022 with Colorado Cross Stitcher. So if you don't follow Colorado Cross Stitcher, you definitely should. She is doing a camp. This is her second camp for the summer, and then there was a winter camp as well. And there's different challenges for every month during the camp. So this one was to do something that had to do with a holiday. So I chose to continue with my Star Spangled Stitching and work on Home of the Free, which was Primrose Cottage Stitches with their Sip and Stitch box. And so I did get the box, but the pattern is now available on their Etsy shop. So that's one thing I love about their Sip and Stitch, is that if you don't get one of the boxes because they are limited, they do put the pattern on within a few weeks on their Etsy shop, so you can still get the pattern, which is fantastic. And I've seen a ton of people stitching this for camp and before camp, and so it's a lot of fun to see all of the different finishes. So I did get it done. I got it done on June 26th, I think, which, you know, was enough time to have it completely finished by the end of the month. And you don't have to have your piece finished by the end of the month as far as like fully finished. It's just the stitching has to be finished. All right, so here is the finish that I've got so far. I might add a bow to the top up here, or maybe some picks down here at the bottom. I don't have any Patriotic picks yet, I don't think. This was kind of put together a little bit quickly just from the time that I had over the last few days. So this is what I came up with for so far. And this is on, I think this was a piece from, I want to say it's from like TJ Maxx or Home Goods, and it said Merry and Bright, so it's a Christmas piece. and it was silver on the other side. And so all I did was I cut the board 7 by 7, which is, this is just a little bit over 7 by 7, and it actually just fits in there. I didn't have to glue it in or anything like that. So if I do want to use this piece for something else, I can easily pop out this piece and it just stays in there really, really well. This fabric is, I want to say it's from Walmart, I think, and it was a yard that I got from there. And I actually really like this fabric. I think it's really good for, I mean, winter I think would be good on this fabric. And then, you know, Patriotic is fantastic, so I really like it. And I used all the called for colors because I did have them in my stash, or from the Sip and Stitch. And 25 count oatmeal Lugana is what it's stitched on. And then just some rickrack across because the edges here wouldn't have had enough for the fabric to show through. So I just did it on the top and the bottom on the rickrack because I did need something since this part's a little bit thicker than the rest. It's not even all around. Is there anything else? I think I did make a mistake in here, up here with the house, but somehow it worked out. So this door is like a stitch shorter than it's supposed to be, but you wouldn't be able to tell. Oh, and one thing, I don't know if you can tell on this one, I did make a mistake here. And because it was on the over one, there's no way I was ripping it out. So Harvest is 1 stitch lower than Summer. And so it's not fully even. But I don't think you can actually tell that bad. But there was no way, because I already had Summer and the green up here for the stem, that there was no way I would even attempt to try to take the over 1 stitching out. That was not going to happen. All right, so those are my fully finished pieces. And then for my other finishes, I'm going to do the non-patriotic one first. And then we'll go over the patriotic ones. Let's see, it's in here. This is my Fall on the Farm. I think it was almost done the last time I shared. And I've got all of them here. And so this is number 5. Yeah, number 5. So here is the block, the quilt block finish. All the called for colors, and this is on Mushroom Lugana. Yes, 28 count Mushroom Lugana is what I'm stitching the series on. So I now have 5 of the 7 done. So I still need to stitch this guy. So he'll be the next one. I think I probably will start him in July, even though it'll be Christmas stitching for the most part. I think I'm still going to at least start him, try to finish him. I've got the next one ordered and on the way. I gotta get moving. But once fall stitching gets here too, I think it'll be easier to get those ones done as opposed to trying to fit them all in with Jolly July. All right, so the rest of my Star Spangled Stitching, which was the hashtag that Primrose Cottage Stitches was using, is going to be, okay. This is Land That I Love by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I wanted to get all 3 of them done. It just did not happen. So this is the only one that I got done of the 3 stamps that they put out. But it's super cute. And I started this Memorial Day weekend, I think, when we were at the beach. And then I finished it up recently, so, or mid-month, I guess. I used colors from the packet from the Home of the Brave because I want them to all kind of look similar and match. So I think I did use the variegated color, which was Weeks Dye Works. Weeks Dye Works, what color is that? Louisiana Hot Sauce. And then I think everything else is pretty much the same because it was like DMC 930, 932. I think it's just that red that I changed up to make it a little bit more variegated. So that's that one. And then we've got, these are all Pinker and Punkin little freebies that are going to be like, not kind of like bowl fillers, but not quite with the finish that I have in mind. And they won't be done till next year because I've got a bigger piece that I have to stitch before then. And then I've got to find the finishing piece that I want because I've got an idea of what I want to do and how I want these to go with it. It's just a matter of finding the right piece that will work. So each one of these took a night, like 30 minutes, I think. And so I just stitched one of them a night and then moved on to stitching on something else. And so this is Land of the Free. And then some of these she released this year and some of them were last year. So Pinker and Punkin Quilting, freebies that she puts on her blog. There's so many I want to stitch. She just does such cute designs. And this is Old Glory. That one was really quick. Home of the Brave. And again, similar colors to what I did with Primrose Cottage Stitches. I just have all like a huge thread pack in there of all the colors for Patriotic Stitches. Freedom, and then Liberty. So that's what I got done as far as my patriotic stitching. Not as much as I would have wanted, but still not a bad start to get some more stuff. And I actually realized when I was putting this guy together that I have way more than I thought I did. So thankfully that thing is filled up with patriotic stitching, and I've got another area because when we were shopping in Destin, we went to a Home Goods that had a ton of stuff, and I think it was just primarily Home Goods. We may have gone into a Marshall's too, but I got some new patriotic things, and when I got home I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna put it. So I've got another shelf in my house that has some patriotic pieces now, but no stitching. So I think that's where Home of the Brave is gonna go because it's not gonna fit over here. And then my hutch has summery pieces, so I don't want to put it over there. So I think that's where it's gonna go. That'll be where all my other stitching goes. All right, so we are on to whips. So like I said, I've only got 3, and 2 of them will be done tonight. So the first one is another Primrose Cottage stitching piece. And so this is the 9 patch, which is good that I'm gonna get it done. I've already got the backing piece put together, ready to go. So all I gotta do is put this on sticky board, add a washer, and then it'll be ready to go up and place when I put up my July. So I've still got June up as far as my monthly pieces. I'll put those up tomorrow probably, since it's July 1st. So this one only needs a little bit more of the dark blue, I think. So I've got 2 hearts here that are stars, 2 dark blue stars, and there's dark blue up here, and then the white. And there's just a little bit of white in with the fireworks, with the heart, and then white pieces, stitches that go in between each of the red little crosses. So that's all I've got left. So that'll be done tonight. It'll be pretty quick to finish that up. That one should have been done. My daughter woke up early from a nap one day, so it did not get done. I was working on it, but then she woke up and it's like, well, no more stitching, but that's okay. And then the other one, I told you guys I was going to try to finish it because I was working on it all through Mania and I wanted to get it done. I'm almost there. So this is Little House Needleworks. It is America. It is her first piece she did as a standalone designer, because I think she did some pieces for magazines and things like that, or kits, I think. But her first one as a standalone designer. And here's where we are at. So it is almost done. So all I've got left is I'm going to fill in these windows, and I'm going to use, it is, not that one. Let's see if we can find the color. 420, so DMC 420. The called for is, so if you look at it, the roof is the called for, as well as the door, and then inside the windows is the same color for the roof. But I'm going to do it's the color that's within these flowers, so the 420, and it's this color. So I wanted it to be kind of like the lights are on, but I wanted it to be like dimmer lights, not like a bright yellow. And so I'm going to use that color that is already in the pattern in here with the flowers. And then I did change the door, so I wanted a little bit more red in the pattern, and I love a red door, so I decided to do red for the door. So it's the same red, I think it's 816 DMC as is on the roof and the flag. And then for the house, I used 317 and 318 for the grays. And I really like how that turned out. And I'm sorry I didn't iron it. I'm gonna be working on it tonight to finish it up, because all I've got left are the windows, filling in the windows, and that'll be super fast, and then the back stitch for the bluebird. And then it's done. It is stitched on a 28 count Monaco that was already this bluish gray color, and then I just coffee tea dyed it. And I really like that for some of the patriotic stitching as well. So those are the 2 patriotic pieces that will be done tonight. Fingers crossed. I don't need that much time. So surely if I can get an hour, hour and a half in of stitching tonight, then I can get them done. That's my goal. And then part of my haul, which I don't think I had it last time, was the August month to month. And I've seen so many already finish it so fast. Oh my goodness, I'm very impressed. I have not done a whole lot on this. I gotta start on it, and that's about all that I've done so far. But I'm hoping to get some more stitching on this in the month of July, even with all of my Christmas stitching that I wanna do. So this is where I'm at so far. So very, very small start, but started it on the barn windows and then the grass. And this is on fabric that is from dovestitch.com. I think it is a fabric flare. And I didn't write it down what the name of it is. So I will put that in the description box below. And so far I'm really liking the fabric. It's really easy to stitch on and it's soft and I just really like it. And I will be using the called for colors. I have an idea of how I want to finish this series. I just haven't found the finishing piece. So I'm gonna have to probably make a trip to Hobby Lobby to see if they have what I want. And if not, kind of go from there. So, all right. That is all of the stitching that I have. And so, should we do Jolly July? Should we do haul? There's very little haul, so let's go ahead and do the haul. And in that, I did want to share some cards that I got. So thank you guys so much for just thinking of me when you win. You get a giveaway and you send a card or send me a message and want to send something. It just makes my day and just puts a smile on my face, especially when it's something so unexpected. So I got a cute little card from Jackie who received a giveaway. Thank you so much, Jackie. And then I got something in the mail the other day from Nancy. It is such a sweet little card. And then she sent some cranberry gentle arts thread, which I do not have, and that color is so pretty. Oh my goodness. I can see that on a Christmas sampler or something, so pretty. And then I got a card from Gail, I believe. Yes. And it's from Ireland, and she sent a postcard as well. So my husband was so excited. He's been to Ireland, and he has Irish in him, which is why he loves the St. Patrick's Day things. And so this card, I showed him, and he was just really excited. He was tickled. For Christmas last year, my sister and brother-in-law bought him a plot of land in Ireland. It's like I think he could stand in it, and that's all it would hold. But it was so funny. So he owns a part of Ireland now. So very thoughtful. Thank you guys so much. I just really appreciate that. And then the only haul that I have, something fell, is the Flosstube, which it was purple, which is my favorite color. So I was really excited to get that. And a lot of really great purples that I've not seen before. So Vintage Violet, Anne Marie's Violet, I have stitched with that. Grape Pie, Mold Berries, Pickled Beets, and Rainy Day, which Rainy Day is very dark, very, very dark, but I like it. So that came in, and then yesterday, the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine came in. So they gave access to the digital copy earlier, and so that's why I know a lot of people have already been stitching pieces from here, and then the print copy came in. And I do love a good magazine just to flip through and have a hard copy of. So that came in. So that is it. I do have something coming in the mail today because I did get some fabric from Primrose and some wool, so I'll share that next time. I noticed that it was out for delivery today, but that's all the haul that I've got. So that's it. Doing pretty good so far on that. I did want to go over the giveaway from last time. It was from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. It was a duplicate pattern that I purchased. Whoops. And so this is the giveaway, and it goes to Carol Omer, which Carol, I actually have your address from a previous video, or giveaway. So I will get this in the mail to you probably by Tuesday. I can get it in the mail. So I will get that to you as soon as I can. But I just want to say thank you so much for all the comments and hearing what everyone was doing for vacations and things like that. That was a lot of fun to see what everyone is planning on doing or their favorite place to go. I did have some giveaways for this week. Let's go ahead and do those, and then I'll go over Jolly July. So along with the Jolly July theme, I wanted to do some giveaways that are Christmas themed. So my next video will probably be in 2 weeks. So these won't probably be received in time to do for Jolly July, but there's still plenty of time to stitch them before Christmas. And these are all duplicates, so they're brand new duplicate patterns that I have bought over the last 6 months probably. Whoops. And this is one that I showed last week in my haul. And then I was looking through patterns for Christmas for stitching in July, and I came across this one. I said, that looks really familiar, because I literally just bought it. So this will be number 1. For the giveaways, please be over 18 so I can ask for your address. Please do not say giveaway in the description box, free, anything like that, or in the comments, because that just flags people who are just coming to get free stuff rather than someone who actually wants cross stitch. And you'll answer the question, and the question is going to be, are you stitching Christmas in July? So if you're not, that's okay. Just let me know what you're stitching. I'd love to hear. But if you are, I'd love to also hear, what your favorite pattern is that you're looking forward to stitching for Christmas in July. So this will be number 1, and it is Prairie Schooler, Good Saint Nick. Number 2 is Lizzie Kate, Unwrap the Joy, Santa 2012. Number 2. Number 3 is 'Tis the Season, Lizzie Kate, Santa 07. And then number 4, can't count, number 4 is one of the jingles. So it is the Merry Jingle by Lizzie Kate as well. So again, all duplicate purchases that I made probably when things were on sale at Christmas. I was like, oh, I got to get those. And then, already had them. So my extra purchasing is your gain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, just list out the number and then also answer the question in the box below. And I'll pick those winners probably, I'm guessing, in about 2 weeks is going to be the plan. All right, so some things for Jolly July that I've picked out. The first one is every year for my kids' teachers, I try to do a little cross-stitch ornament, and it's usually one of these sleds. So the sleds that are put out by Foxwood Crossings, Lizzie Kate has done some. There are some others that have done some as well, and I can't think of who they are, but the one that I chose, so I do a theme. Last year it was Rudolph and reindeer, and so I did a Rudolph one. They both have 2 teachers, or they did this past year. I'm not sure for kindergarten if my son will have 1 or 2. So right now my plan is to stitch 3 of these, and then if we find out in August when he starts that he's got 2 teachers, I'll stitch another one. But I've picked out the Lizzie Kate, and it is the hot cocoa one, because I thought I could put together a really cute gift package with the hot cocoa theme. So maybe a mug with some hot chocolate and peppermints and things like that, and anything that goes with that theme. So those are the ones that I'm going to be stitching. I've already cut out the little, what is this called? Perforated paper. The perforated paper to stitch on it, and I've got the colors picked out. I think I'm using all the called for colors for that one. So that is something that I will definitely be working on because I want to get as many of the gifts and things that I need to get done out of the way. I want to get them done in time to where I can finish them and have them ready to go. And then my kids, my son has picked out his patterns, and I've picked out some for my daughter. So I've got them all in a bag. So for my daughter, I picked out Lizzie Kate, Ready for Snow, because I think that's so cute. And this is one of the 6 snow bells. So this is if you do all of them together, that's what it looks like. And I have stitched that once for my mom, the entire thing filled out together. And I did these 6 fat snowmen as well for all of them, for her as well. So she's got both of those, but this is just an individual, the one that I will stitch for my daughter. And then my son, he loves trains. And so I picked this one out to stitch for him. Actually, I think he picked it out. I asked him if he wanted it, and he said yeah. So I was like, okay, we'll do trains. And then my daughter loves reindeer, and so I thought I would do from Lori Holt, this little reindeer guy, just as a little ornament for her. And I think he'll be cute and quick to stitch. And then another one for my son is going to be this little guy up here. But I'm going to do Christmas colors for him. So it's 101 Bears with Personality by Leisure Arts. I have done a bunch of bears from this book, actually. So for my dad, I did, because he's a doctor, I did the doctor, I did there's one for Navy, and then I did, I think there's one in a kilt for Irish. Yeah. So I did that guy right there. So it's in a frame that's got 3 spaces, and so he's got all 3 of them together there that I've done. And I think I've done some other ones in here, but I can't remember. So I'm going to change the colors on his outfit to be Christmas colors. So it's a Christmas train conductor. So trains are kind of the theme for my son. And then there's not really a theme for my daughter, just cute things that I think that she'll like. And so those are the ones that I've got right now. I did want to do 3 for each of them. So I will need to maybe pick out another one as I'm stitching through things and see if there's another one for each of them that I like. This is another one that I was looking through my downloads. And so when I purchase off of Etsy, I don't always print things off. And so I put it on my tablet because I do like to use that. But then the problem is I forget that I have it, because when I'm flipping through my paper charts, it's easy to look through and be like, oh, I've got this one and that one. But then when it's on digital, I just forget. So I had to go through my digital ones, and I came across this one that I got last year, and it's by Living on the Rainbow on Etsy, and it's Home for Christmas. And so there's actually a front, I don't think she has a back picture to it, and a back, and there's a little barn on the back, but there's a front and a back because it's like a little postcard. And I think it's so cute. It would be a fun little one to do. And so I think I'm gonna try to do that one because I'm really excited about it. And then some other ones that I had forgotten about were by Primrose Cottage Stitches. So this is Hello Santa. And I don't know, maybe if I stitched it on a 28 count, it would be small enough for a pillow because it is a little bit bigger, 99 by 46. So it's a little bit bigger. But I love that one. And then Merry and Bright, I definitely want to get this one done by Primrose. And then Jingle All the Way by Primrose as well. So those are 3 that I want to do. And then if you've been following me for this year, I've been stitching my way through the Just Cross Stitch 2021 Christmas issue. And I do need to cover up part of this to show you the next one. So the next one in that magazine is going to be, maybe I can do it over here. Here it is. This one that I want to stitch. So Dear Santa, for Christmas I want peace, joy, and love. And I think it's cute, and it would be a quick one. And it is the next one. I'm kind of just stitching through the book. As I find one, I stitch that one, and then I flip to the next pages, stitch the next one. So that would be the next one in this magazine that I would want to stitch. And then another gift that I'm going to be working on, and I can't tell you who it's from because it's a secret. But this is also going to be my cross-stitch camp piece because I know I'm going to finish them, or at least one of them. And so these are by Bent Creek. They are snow globes. So there's 4 of them. I'm probably not going to stitch all 4 of them, but I know I'm going to stitch Santa and the snowman over here, and I think the little house at least. The other one I think is a penguin. And then I've got another little house from Bent Creek from the snow globe. It's the snow globe mantle that I've done. And so there's a snow globe in there that I want to stitch. And the theme for Cross Stitch Camp for July is going to be something that can be finished as something other than a frame. So any stitching piece that you're going to do other than a frame. So I decided to do something that's going to be new to me. And so since these are snow globes, I want to finish one of them in a snow globe. So Vanna Pfeiffer has a tutorial, and that you actually pull them apart and you only use one side for doing a snow globe finish. And I might actually need one smaller than this, but I got this one last year at Michael's for $2.99, but I probably got it on sale, I'm sure, so not even that. And so her tutorial, I've watched it. It doesn't look too bad. I think I can do it. And there's some, like, you put some snow in there, like the fake snow, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to finish as that. And I've got some special people that I'm going to be stitching these for. So that I'm going to be doing each one of these multiple times because it's a whole gift. I'll eventually show it when I get to that finishing closer to Christmas. But for now, that's my plan. And so there's 3 for 3 people, I think. So I think there's 9 of these that I'm going to be stitching. But they're really small, so I think those are going to go really, really fast. But I've got all the colors picked out. I know tomorrow is going to be a release from the Stitching with the Housewives, and so I'm sure some of those are going to make it into my rotation, I think. I'm really going to try to stitch one at a time and get them done. There's no guarantee that that's going to happen, but that's kind of my goal when it comes to the ornaments because I want to get them finished and not keep adding to my whip count because we know that that's already out of control. But here is a whip, speaking of whips, that I'd like to get done. This is one that I started last year but did not finish. So it was one of the Dapper Dudettes for Christmas. And this was my progress from last year. So actually not too bad as far as the progress goes. Lots of white already done. And I don't think it'll take that long to finish this one up. So this is one that I definitely want to get finished, get it off the whip list, and have it finished. And then I have a ton, and by I mean a ton, these ones I did print off a ton of Housewives ornaments and Christmas Dapper Doodads that I want to do. So this is the believe, and I think this one came with one that's a bonus pattern that's Merry and Bright, so I can't show that one, but that's one that I want to do. Farm Fresh, I love all of their ones, the small ones with the backing up the truck. I love the backing up the truck too. I just haven't had a chance to stitch them because they're a little bit bigger, but I love the small ones, which is why I think I started Buzz, which is what I'll try to finish in August. But this was a retreat piece that they then released. And so I love the little gingerbread, so cute. And Bringing Home the Tree, love that one. The Jars of Christmas, which was another bonus one, I love that one. Let's just be honest, I love them all. So those are just some in this bag that it would be nice to get around to stitching. We'll see. We'll see what I can get done. And let's see. I've got a couple in this bag that are these are my only other two ornaments that are works in progress. And so this is Peace. It is by Hands On Design. So that is the pattern. And I started this one for probably Mania, not too long ago. And all I had done on this one was that. So there's not much. They're not very big, but not a whole lot of progress. I don't know if I'll get around to working on that one this year or not. We'll see. And the other one was, I don't have the cover photo. It's a reindeer, and it says Plenty. And so that's the start that I had on that one. And it's also by Hands On Design, but that's all I've got. And these are on two different fabrics. One I think is 28 count Monaco. The other is Jobelan, which they actually do feel pretty different. So I like stitching. Jobelan's not too bad. It's just a little bit more flimsy than I like for stitching in hand. So I do prefer like a Monaco or a Lugana or something like that. So I have a box of other patterns, and then I have more patterns that I've set aside to where if I'm not feeling any of these, I can just go and I can look at them and be like, hey, let's pick something out that I like. So that's my plan. That's still a lot that I just showed you for Christmas, and we'll just kind of see what I can get done over the next few weeks and then towards the end of July, but I'm really gonna try to do mostly Christmas. I do have some bigger whips that I might try to pick up and just get some stitching in for Christmas, but my goal is ornaments because I really want to do as many ornaments for my trees. I do have more than one tree this year, so I want to try to get those done. And then for Christmas stitching, when I move past fall stitching, I'll probably pick up the bigger pieces and try to get some of those done as opposed to the ornaments, which I'm trying to get the ornaments done now. So we'll see how that all goes. That's my plan for Jolly July, and I think stitching Christmas is gonna help get my stitching mojo back because like I said, I've just not had enough time and energy to do as much stitching as I normally do. So I'm hoping that that will kind of come back as I start working on these Christmas pieces, getting some finishes in for the smaller pieces, and just getting excited about Christmas in July. And I'm sure I'll be watching, if I can squeeze it in, some Christmas movies to also help with that. So anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, kind of getting back into the swing of some videos since it's been a little while, and hopefully I will have some finishes because I do have those two pieces that I'm hoping to get finished for the next video, and then also lots of Christmas ornaments to share with you as well. So for the giveaways, just feel free to comment with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, the actual physical number, and let me know, or numerical number, and let me know what you're planning on doing for Christmas in July if you're doing that, or what your other plans are for July stitching. I hope you guys have a great 4th of July if you are celebrating here in the United States. Like I said, we're looking forward to having fun with the family, having them over here, so I'm looking forward to that. And just have a great weekend celebrating, and whatever you have planned for the next few weeks, I hope you enjoy and are able to get some stitching in. Thank you guys so much. I will see you next time.